Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Morning guys, how are you today? My name is Mushafiqih. I am from class 6 VVA. On this occasion, I will explain a little about electric welding machine. Electric welding machine background. Welding is one of the metal joint technique by melting part of the main metal and filler metal with or without pressure and with or without additional metal and producing a continuous connection. Based on the definition of DIN or Dutch industry norm, welding is a metallurgical bond in alloy metal joint that is carried out in a melt or liquid state. From this definition, it can be further explained that welding is a local connection of several metal rods using heat energy. Metal joint techniques are actually divided into major groups, namely: number 1, temporary joint, namely metal joint technique that can be removed again. Number 2, permanent joint, which a metal joint technique by changing the metal structure to be joined with the addition of filler metal. Type of electric welding based on electric head. A. Sheet metal arch welding is a shielded electric flame arch welding using an electric flame arch as a metal melting head source. This type is most widely used everywhere for almost all welding work purposes. The voltage used is only 23 to 45 volts AC or DC, while for welding melting up to 500 ampere is required. However, in general, the range used is 80 to 200 ampere. B. Submerged arch welding is immersed arch welding or welding with an electric flame arch to prevent the oxidation of the main metal with an additional material. Flux of slag grains are used so that the flux is buried in the flux measurement. C. Stud welding is a foundation bolt welding used to connection one part of the steel construction with the part in the concrete armature bolt or shear connector. D. Electric resistant welding is an electric resistant welding that is with a larger resistance that heat generated by the electric current becomes high so that it melts the metal to be melted. Examples are in the manufacture of ERW 5-piece welding of airplane wall flaps or and wire fence. Advantage and disadvantage of electric welding. Welding axis. Number 1. The simple geometric shape of the joint part allow a reduction in the cost and weight of material, man hours of operation, increase economic value and productivity. 2. Good efficiency joint. Strength of weld joint and ferrous metal can be used at high temperature and there is no limit to the thickness of the ferrous metal. 3. The geometry of the joint is simple and the degree of impermeable to air, water and oil is more perfect. 4. Production facility are safer, like the weight and better yield limits. The bonding process can be completed very quickly by local heating and moving along to joint following the material to melt and freeze, which can be accompanied by various problems. Less welding. Number 1. The quality of the weld metal differs from that of the parent metal, and the quality of the base metal in the head unaffected area to the weld metal part changes continuously through the occurrence of distortion and deformation caused by rapid heating and cooling. When the heating area is heated rapidly, it will expand. However, the deformation of the weld area is caused by shrinkage as the weld area cools down. Free on shrinkage causes deformation. 3. Thermal residual stress from welding can cause the make out crack in the weld. 4. The susceptibility to brittle cracking of welding joint is greater than that of rivet joint due to the construction method. Equipment of electric welding. Machine electric welding. There are two types of currents, namely, number 1, alternating current AC welding machine. Alternating current consists of several kinds of welding machine, namely welding transformer, diesel motor forward generator, welding machine that are often used are welding transformers that have a capacity of 200 to 500. So it is widely used because the price is relatively cheap. The operation costs are low and voltage that comes out is between 36 to 70 volts. 2. Unidirectional welding machine or DC. Direct current welding aircraft consists of a diesel motor forward generator transformer, rectifier, and an aircraft driven by an electric motor. Welding machine tools. Number 1. Welding cable. Welding cable or super flexible leads in a tool for delivering current from the welding machine to the workpiece and vice versa. Weld cable consists of a lead with a layer of rubber, cooled and reinforcing fabric layer, electrode holder, or lead electrode. Number 2. Hammer welding. Welding hammer is used to remove welding slag on the welding line by hitting on scratching the weld area. Number 3. Welding wire holder or electrode holder. Welding wire holder or electrode holder is an arch welding equipment that is held by the welder when welding. This holder is used to hold metal or carbon electrode. The grip handle is made of a cushion material which has high thermal resistance and low electric resistance, and is meant to balance to hand grip. There are number of methods used to clamp the electrodes in the holder, one of which is the French and spring construction to generate pressure so that a good connection is obtained. Clamp is contact area using a wire brush so that the contact area between the electrode and the electrode holder is clean. The jaws of the electrode holder should also be cleaning using sandpaper or other suitable means. The electrode holder is best equipped with a shell or small head resistant flat to prevent radiant heat from the weld to welder's hand. Fourth, wire brush. A wire brush that is used to clean the workpiece to welding and the welding slag that has been removed from the welding line by a welding hammer blow. 5. Mesh clamps. Mesh clamps, a tool for connection mesh cable to workpiece made of a material that conduction well or cover. A mesh clamp is equipped with a strong spring which can clamp the workpiece well. 6. Welding wire or electrode. Welding wire needs to be prepared according to welding method. Connection material. Welding wire has a variety of material on size. If there is a wrong choice of welding wire, it can cause welding defects. Conclusion: electric welding. The welding procedure seems very simple, but in fact there are many problems that must be overcome, which solving require a variety of knowledge. Therefore, in welding, knowledge must participate in a company practice. In more detail, it can be said the design of welding construction and machine. When welding joints must also be planned regarding the methods of welding. This method checks the welding material and the type of welding to be used based on the function of the welding part of machine being designed. Based on the definition of DIN or Dutch industry norm, welding is a metallurgical bond in alloy metal joint is carried on a metal or liquid state. From the definition, it can be further explained the welding is a local connection of several metal rods using heat energy. At this time, more than 40 types of welding have been used to include welding which is carried out by pressing two metal that are joined together so that there is a bond between the molecular atoms of the metal being joined. The classification of this welding method will be explained further. Okay guys, thank you of watching my presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.